Neufeld. I am the co-founder and co-director of the Innocence Project, which is a group that started as a criminal justice organization, small in New York City, and eventually sort of grew into a kind of civil rights movement, and now with 20 groups around the world, a kind of human rights movement, or part of one. But to tell you a little bit about how the encampment affected me and transformed my life, I went to the encampment as a 16-year-old in 1966 in Barberville, Kentucky. And so, as Miles said earlier, our understanding about racism and about other kinds of oppressive movements in the United States, it was like other places, other people, but it didn't have too much to do with us. Encampment was the very first time in my life that I was ever living with that kind of diversity. Never had I done that before. And it was the first time in my life where primarily black people, but also there were other people who were Latin or Native American who confronted me about my explicit and implicit racism. Never happened before. It was scary as all hell. And dealing with those issues, being in a community where, like Barberville, Kentucky, where we were hated, where local people were incredibly hostile to the fact that we had all that racial diversity in our little group. But realizing that it was the black people who were in the encampment who were shot at by locals, not us. That it was the black people in the encampment who had all kinds of curse words and slurs thrown at them as they walked down the streets, not us. It gave me, for the first time in my life, a very different perspective about racism in America and about politics in America. And everything was different after that encampment. Like Miles, I sort of committed myself to criminal justice, social justice, racial justice issues, and have been doing that kind of thing ever since.